Let me move you along to something that you said last Wednesday at a Republican Jewish conference, talking about the president and his foreign policy. I'm going to play that for our viewers, as well as something the president said in response.
And this president, for every thug and hooligan, for every radical Islamist, he has had nothing but appeasement.
Ask Osama bin Laden and the 22 out of 30 top al-Qaeda leaders who've been taken off the field whether I engage in appeasement.
Appeasement? I mean, this is a president who's killed more terrorists than were killed in the Bush administration. He took out Osama bin Laden. He has launched more drone attacks against terrorist targets than the Bush administration did, and yet you accuse him of appeasement, which is a very loaded word, as you know, toward terrorists.
It's a very accurate word. What President Obama was doing was continuing existing Bush policies with respect to al-Qaeda and respect to Afghanistan. I was talking about the new threats that have come up under his administration. And at every single turn, the president has appeased those who would do us harm. Let's talk about President Ahmadinejad and the Iranians, who are the biggest threat to Israel and to our national security. He has done nothing but appease the Iranians to say that he will negotiate, in fact did negotiate, tried to negotiate without precondition.
He imposed sanctions, did he not?
He has appeased them. He opposed weak sanctions. He opposed tough sanctions and continues to oppose any meaningful sanctions, impose any meaningful sanctions on the Iranians. He has done nothing to try to stop their nuclear program. I mean, we have a nuclear program that is underway. He is refusing to do anything covertly or militarily to try to stop the development of a weapon that will fundamentally change the national security position of this country and the world by having the biggest purveyor of terror who has the biggest purveyor of terror. Rick Santorum would be funding the pro-democracy movement, which President Obama has not done. There was a bill that I passed, I was the author of back in 2006, that gave money, was supposed to give money to help the pro-democracy movement in Iran. The president has not spent a penny in Iran to try to do that. He would imposing tougher sanctions, which the president has opposed. Number three, we would be using all of our assets to use covert activity to disrupt and destroy the capability of them to develop a missile technology as well as nuclear technology. And fourth, I would be working with the Israelis and publicly stating that Iran must abandon this nuclear weapons program, must open it up to inspectors, or else we will work with the state of Israel to take out and degrade that capability via military force and airstrikes. Not military force, but airstrikes.
Just by saying a couple things. First, I know the president has, in fact, imposed some tougher sanctions and has, in fact, said that nothing is off the table when it comes to Iran and its nuclear capabilities.
Well, but Candy, hold on, Candy, hold on, stop, Candy. That's just not true. Ask Robert Menendez and ask all the folks in the United States Senate who want to impose the real sanction that will make a difference on Iran, and the president has opposed it. Now, that's just a fact. He also has recognized the state of Syria, called Assad a reformer, has continued to have an embassy there, when in fact this is a real thug that is a real threat to the state of Israel and to the stability of the region. And again, here's the interesting link. It is a client state of Iran. The greatest area that he has appeased is Iran, which is the greatest threat, and here he is recognizing Assad, setting up an ambassadorship with a client state of Iran, who is a great funder of Hezbollah, a threat to Israel in the region. You go to Egypt. Again, he supported the Muslim Brotherhood and the Salafist, as it turns out, in overthrowing an ally in Egypt. There is a consistent pattern of contingencies that have come up under this administration where he has opposed the freedom fighters and has gone with the radical Islamists. That is a problem for the security of Israel and our country.